What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be installing the new Z1 XPro coilovers for my Nissan Xterra. So I currently have the 2.5-inch loaded strut from Rough Country, and to be honest, there isn't anything wrong with them. It's just that I wanted a better setup now that I'm getting more serious into like overlanding and off-roading and stuff. So I think it's time for an upgrade. These are on sale during Z1's spring sale. They didn't send them to me. I spent my own money on them. And let me tell you guys, they are pretty beefy from what I can tell. Just picking them up, they have a very premium feel to them, and can't wait to install them. All right, so I've got both wheels off now, and we're gonna be removing the coilover. You can see at full droop there, I am definitely getting coil bucket contact, but when I'm wheeling and stuff, I never actually get coil bucket contact. So full droop, maybe I need some ADO upper control arms, but it's fine for now. So let's start off by undoing the sway bar link there, and then I can undo the top strut mounts, coilover mounts, and then do the bottom shock bolt there. But I think I'm gonna lift this up a little bit just so there's a little support underneath there. It gives me a little bit more room to work too. Right, so this actually took a little bit of extra work because the Rough Country loaded strut is way longer than what factory is. So I had to undo the knuckle here, and I was able to get the lower shock bolt out. Now I just got to undo the top ones here, and then it should come right out. Alright, so I got the coilover in here. Went pretty good. I could have gone faster if I'm not recording, but I'm doing it for you guys. So at full droop, I have just a little bit of clearance there with the Rough Country coilover in there. This was definitely hitting the coil bucket, so we're all good there. I still got to torque everything down, and now we're going to go do the passenger side. All right, guys, so it's the next day and I have everything installed. So we can see here the XPro coilover is installed. And in the rear, I have my add-a-leaf installed along with the XPro rear shocks. The only thing left I have to do is go for a test drive and get this thing aligned. All right, so this is going to be the first test drive with the new suspension setup. So far, so good. I'm interested in seeing what happens when you know, I drive around 30 to 40 miles an hour because that's when typically you see the driveline vibration. So, and I'm gonna go on some pretty rough road, not off-roading, but there's this one street near my house that the pavement just sucks. So far everything's pretty good. I feel like maybe a little bit stiffer, but we'll see once I get up to speed and I try to go over some like bumps and stuff. Now I think I'm getting a little rattling in my rear because I did reuse my U-bolts only because I wanted to see if I get a driveline vibration. That way, like, I didn't put a fresh set of U-bolts and then just later find out I need shims. So I have the old ones on there. I got new ones waiting for it, which I will add on. So I've hit 30, I'm doing like 45 and almost doing 50 now. Can't really do 50 because that's the speed limit, but I think I'm gonna jump onto the freeway for a little bit and see how it does. But first, I'm gonna go on this really, really terrible road. It doesn't have like a lot of potholes, just very uneven. So we'll see how this does. And this guy totally ran the red. Okay, this road right here, even in my Nissan Armada, my wife's Armada, this road is like super unpleasant to drive on. And before with the rough country setup, it was pretty bad too. Okay, so I took a pretty hard hit there. Yeah, definitely the rear leaf springs are way stiffer, so. But you know what, those manhole covers, it's like, I want to say it's like 2 inches and it just drops into the manhole cover. So I think pretty much any car you drive, it's gonna suck. These XPros, I know they're, you know, a 2.5 inch shock body, so it's gonna perform way better than the rough country, and that's pretty much what I was after. As far as comfort goes, I don't really have a baseline to compare this to. I'm not even going off-road just yet, and I'm sure it will do perfectly fine while going off-road, but for the most part, I like them. They seem like they perform pretty good so far as on-road manners goes, and we'll just have to wait and see to see how they do off-road. So I'm going to be getting onto the freeway pretty soon here, and we'll see how this does on highway speeds. Again, I haven't really felt any driveline vibrations, which I'm really happy about because I totally thought adding an add-a-leaf is gonna require me to install some shims, which I don't, which that's pretty good. So I've only gone up to about 50 miles an hour so far, so we're gonna see how they do, you know, closer to like 70, 75 miles an hour. And what I'm noticing with the XPros is that at higher speeds, it's definitely feels a little bit more comfortable. Now, as far as me comparing these to rough country, I know that that's not even a close comparison because, you know, rough country is kind of like a generalized shock that don't really have special tuning for car specific, which these XPros, they're designed specifically for the Xterra. You know, it's the first set of shocks from Z1 for the Xterra, and so far I think they're performing pretty good. Keep in mind, I also have the 600-pound springs in the front, and then in the rear I have an add-a-leaf. So, you know, if you're not really running a front bumper and you're running the 500-pound springs and you're not running an add-a-leaf or, you know, like a heavy-duty leaf pack in the rear, the ride is probably going to be a lot better for you. Okay, so now I'm on the freeway. I'm going to try to get it up to 70 miles an hour quickly here. It's kind of a bit of traffic. Yeah, at 70, going over like, you know, uneven sections of the freeway and little bumps and stuff, it does just fine. And I got no driveline vibration, so I would say that's pretty good. So I'm gonna take a turn right here around like 30 miles an hour, and it does just fine in terms of keeping the weight distribution even on front left and right corner. Yeah, overall I'm pretty happy with this new setup. As far as my on-road test goes, I think the XPros are doing very well. I'm happy with the setup so far, so it's time to go get an alignment. All right, you guys, so that pretty much does it for the XPros. Again, overall, I'm pretty happy with this new setup. Some people say that, even Bilsteins ride kind of rough. Not to say that these are riding rough. I think their ride is actually quite exceptional. When I was shopping around for some new suspension, it was either the XPros or the Dobinson's MMR, or I'm sorry, the Dobinson's IMS, which the XPros seemed a lot more appealing to me just because, it's a Z1 brand. And also I like supporting smaller companies that actually come out with their own products. So I'm definitely pretty happy with my purchase. Would I recommend them? We'll have to see. I plan on making a 5,000 mile and 10,000 mile update video on these XPros and I'll let you guys know how they perform off-road as well. So it does look like the suspension has settled in just a little bit. I'll need to get my tape measure to make sure what the measurements are, but yeah, so far I'm liking it. Pretty happy with it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you own the XPros and what do you think about them so far? And yeah, if you guys like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And stay tuned for some more updates. Thanks for watching.